Well, I don't think it's very original because I think there are actually a lot of artists that have been an architect before. To my mind come Sarah Pikeli, there's Emma Rios too, and I think that there are many architects that have landed at the end in comics, so not so singular. Well, I started as an architect, but I always loved comics, so it was in my mind doing comics. And when the opportunity came, I started to pursue a career in comics, and I went to Barcelona to a portfolio review, and some CB Cebulski from Marvel. He was there, and he saw my work, and he liked it. So at least he thought it was good enough for trying. So I was very encouraged. There I started to think in the American market as a goal for me, and I ended working in DC, and I'm very happy. I started working with him in Grayson like 5 years ago, something like that, and we've been working together a lot. And it's funny because I saw him doing almost his first work in comics, because he had done a bit of work, but he was like a newbie, and I was actually a veteran compared to him, and I've seen him growing from a newbie to a big star, and it has been fantastic being part of it. And he's very, very nice. He has sons like me, similar ages. He's a similar age like me, so I think we have a more or less similar view of the world, and it's really great working with him. I work digitally. I use several software for it. The main is Photoshop, where I draw digitally in a tablet. And I use a lot of 3D models that I think they define a lot my style, because it's very, very volumetric and realistic. And because part of it is because I use them, and I think this comes too from my architect background. So I think it's those are the ingredients that make a bit my style. I'm super happy with that opportunity. It has been really a game changer in my career, and it was precisely the opportunity came because of Tom. He was doing Batman, and it was one of those opportunities that came because was the moment that the DC planned to make a Batman title be weekly. That means they needed an unusual number of artists for them, and they had David Finch, but they had room for more. So that was my opportunity, and it was a very, very big challenge for me. It was the first time in my career that I had to follow the path that other big names have done before, and that was like I was a bit scared actually. And I think actually the first books, the first issues I did for Batman are not the best of my work. And after that, I started to get a bit more confident, and I think my best pages are coming now. And it's a pity because it's coming to an end. There are many. I think Alfred and Gordon are always great to work with, because are those B or C characters that are so important in Batman universe, and it's always great every time you have to draw Alfred with the coming with tea, or Gordon in the rooftops with the signal. It's like so classic that it's always a delight. Basically, it's Tom. So he has an idea, and he throws the idea, and maybe I will take something from me on it, but basically it's trying to get what Tom's has in mind. Is the base. From that we work on, and I guess there's something from me on them. Yeah, I'm going to do a new project with Brian Michael Bendis. I think it's something huge, but I don't know about it almost anything, nor the title, not what it's about, but I know it's what comes next. So when I finish with Batman, I will know more. No, what I had is my editor told me, "Do you want to work in a project with Brian Bendis? It's an event for next year." Yes. So there's no more info for now. I love doing colors. I do them in my covers, and I've tried in a couple opportunities to do my own colors, but it's very difficult with the pace of the comic books. But I like to do more colors on me. But I'm very lucky too, because I'm working right now with Jordi Belair, who is, for me, is fantastic, maybe the #1 of all colorists. So I'm very happy with her too. No, there's no rush to do my own colors, but I hope there will be more opportunities to color myself. And not for now. You never know. Never know. And I love Marvel characters, and it's not out of question to go to Marvel. I would love to work with them at any point, but for now I'm really happy in DC. I've just renewed my contract for 3 more years, so there's still a lot of work to do in DC. Olivier Coipel. I'd love to be on his head when he's working and see how his brain works, and I'd love to draw like him. I've always knew him, but recently I saw his Magic Order from Mark Millar, and someone told me that, look at this book, it's fantastic. And I had the French edition in black and white, and it's so good, and I was like, oh, my jaw dropped, and I follow him a lot since then, and I think he's really fantastic. So many, I couldn't. There's Greg Capullo, there's Jorge Jimenez, who is a friend and a colleague, and he's fantastic too. There's so many. Jim Lee, there's I love a lot of European artists like Manara or Giardino, Hugo Pratt, and André Juillard. A lot of French and Italian artists, basically. I love them, and I follow them more than American artists.